everyone, and welcome to the third edition of, you know it, the Viking Way Newscast. I'm Ben.
I'm Emily, and we are
the Viking Way.
Ben, I'm excited about this edition. Let's jump right into it.
Okay, Emily. First up, one of our second grade Vikings went around and asked one student in each class to highlight one thing about their homeroom teacher.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Spell?
When we follow the Viking Way, we get to move our bolts up.
What's your favorite thing about Miss Thomas?
I like how Miss Thomas reads to us.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Krause?
Making books.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Higginbotham?
She's nice and she's very helpful.
What's your favorite thing about Mr. Thomas?
That he's nice, and when we play math games, we use guide, check, and praise.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Hoyman?
That we get to write a lot in math.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Norton?
Because she rewards us for good things.
What's your favorite thing about Miss Sixel?
I like how she's respectful to everybody.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Plaggy?
She's calm and respectful.
What's your favorite thing about Miss Van Drees?
How she cares about us and respects us.
What's your favorite thing about Mrs. Dubner?
She's passionate about letting us read our favorite books.
What's your favorite thing about Miss Ball?
She's very smart, she helps us a lot, and she helps us use the Viking Way.
What's your favorite thing about Mr. Burris?
Mr. Burris is outgoing, fun, and awesome, and he reminds us to do the 3 B's.
Ben, they forget about my homeroom.
Mine too, Emily. Why don't we fix that? One thing I like about Mrs. Johnson is that she's so enthusiastic about the things that we're learning. What do you like about Mrs. Leroy?
Ben, I really appreciate that Mrs. Leroy lets us take responsibility. You know, I think all of the teachers are pretty awesome.
You are absolutely right, Emily. Speaking of all our other teachers, Mrs. Free and all of us are putting together a great performance. Aren't you excited for the fall concert coming up?
Absolutely, Ben. It's on October 23rd, and I think we even have a sneak peek for you. Concert should be a great show.
Speaking of a great time, wasn't the Specials Assembly fantastic? I can't believe Harry Potter was there.
Ben, you know that was Mr. Gill, right?
Yeah, right, Emily. That would be the day. Mr. Gill, dressing up as Harry Potter. Ha! That was the real deal. In fact, here's Mr. Harry Potter right now, and I think he has a challenge.
Hi, I'm interviewing Harry Potter, but I don't know where he is.
Andy, I'm right here.
Oh, I see you. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
All right.
Oh no, you dropped your glasses. What does it mean when a class wins a golden trophy?
It means that class was the best behaved class and the best at showing the Viking Way for the entire last month.
And should we be mad or sad when we do not win a trophy?
Actually, you should be pretty excited for the class that did win it. But know that there's lots of trophies and lots of months in school to win those awards.
I was wondering about the fitness feet. How many fitness feet do you have, and how do you get them?
Well, actually, I have 34 feet right now, but you can earn your feet by turning in fitness feet sheets to me before or after school.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have for today. I bet you have something to do in the gym.
Actually, I do.
I wonder if I can do magic too. Yep. Harry Potter asked me to give Gibraltar Elementary this episode's challenge.
Whatever class turns in the most fitness feed sheets
wins the ability to play the game of Quidditch, which is where witches and wizards fly around on broomsticks. They also win an activity with Mr. Gill. That's a special one. You won't find out quite yet. And Mr. Gill will probably do the polar plunge in a crazy outfit.
Can you earn 2 fitness feet by October 24th? You have 2 weeks. Speaking of challenges, last week, Mrs. McCarty challenged all of you to use the Viking way while playing math games. Take a look.
Get those fitness sheets in, everyone.
You know, Emily, I think that really was Harry Potter. I love how he flies on his Nimbus 2000 in the movies.
Me too.
And speaking of flying, the conservation warden, Neil, released an osprey outside of the school this week. We thought you'd like to take a peek.
See how his wings are? The way you can tell them when they fly, see how they get a little dip on the outer end of it? Okay, when you look at an eagle, they're just even. They make a nice arc.
That was splendid.
That osprey was too young to fly and fell from its nest right outside the tower by the school. If you look in the sky, you may see it flying around or perched in a tree nearby.
Ben, do you know what we caught on tape this past week?
No, Emily, I have no idea. But it better have something to do with the Viking Way.
It does. Here goes.
I really like how they're so gentle with the chords and have 2 hands on the computers at all times.
What a great episode. The end is near. We just have one more thing to say. Listeners, do you know what it is? You have 10 seconds to say the 3 B's to your neighbor.
Time's up. You've got it. We always say goodbye with the 3 B's.
And that's all we have for you today. As always,
Be respectful, be responsible, and be safe.